Time to shine today. Varsity squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and I am very stoked. I use that word a lot, but I'm very stoked to have my brother here, John Currie, on from Semper Savage. He is a Marine pilot. He flew the Super Cobras, lots of deployments, lots of missions. So a true American hero, and you know how it is close to my heart with having veterans to be able to come on to Time to Shine today and share their story. This one's a little unique. I mean, the Marines, I'm a Navy guy, got my Marine over here. They're the men's department. I'm okay saying that of the Navy. But he's a true badass. He also put together a fantastic salad dressing. And I got to tell you, they sent me this, and it's already empty. They sent me this like last week. And this Savage balsamic vinaigrette is the best vinaigrette that I've ever freaking tasted in my life. It's like, I don't know how he did it to make a vinaigrette actually taste meaty. And I don't mean that in a chunky way. It's very full flavor. They do it by not putting any crap in their dressings. And I've also started to dig into their Savage Centurion here with their Italian. I'm not a big Italian lover, but my lady is, and she's in love with it. So John, again, like I said, he served in the United States Marines. When he was younger, he worked in a restaurant, and he wanted to, he was really into like the Italian foods. And I'm just going to kind of stop and introduce John because I want to get into a story on why salad dressing, what makes him tick, and really design the salad dressing here. So John, if you could, please come on to the Time to Shine today and introduce yourself to the squad. But first, what's your favorite color and why?
Favorite color is green.
Green.
And the reason is that, one, it's the color of my wife's eyes. But
boom.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, no, it's always been a very restful color. That's the word I use, restful.
Love it. It. Gotcha. So let's get into the origins here. I know Gabby's Pizza, right? I believe it's something like that.
Yeah, so Gabby's Pizza is a place I worked. It was owned by a guy named Bill Barber. The dude, when he got mad, he cussed in Italian. He had a little torn up book that was handwritten by his mom that had our recipes in it. It's written in Italian. He used all the best ingredients and really made some good food, some fantastic pizza. And I just worked there as a teenager for a couple years. But the important thing I learned while I was there, besides that old Italian people cuss in Italian, is that look, if you want to have great food, you've got to have a great recipe. Then you got to have great ingredients. And then all you got to do is put it together right, and voila, you got some great food. Right. So real simple. And our food was really simple. I didn't learn to make anything fancy. I learned to make, like subs and salads and pizza. I mean, it was simple food, but God bless, it was good. And so that was just a super important item that I took away from Gabby's Pizza when I was young. They did have an unbelievable salad dressing, which I have been trying to replicate forever. Never replicated theirs. There were two other restaurants that I will mention. I don't even know if they exist anymore. There was this old place called Provino's and another place called Marcello's. And they had this unbelievable, I never tasted anything before in my life, but it was just like an herb vinaigrette. Now that's what I tried to duplicate those two. And I finally got real close. Ours is a little different, but the Savage Centurion, I finally got real close. But I just loved salad ever since I was probably about middle school age. Sure, I liked eating salad. And so I was interested in finding good salad dressings, but I couldn't find anything off the shelf. I'd go and grab something. I'd put it on a salad. I'd eat it, and I'd be like, that's terrible, because most of it, frankly, was. Sure. And still is. It's probably worse now. And there's a lot of reasons for that, going back to ingredients and commoditization of products and things like that.
Absolutely.
So I experimented my way, is the bottom line, over literally, gosh, I probably started in college, maybe late college. I started experimenting with it. And then it wasn't until about 2009 or so. I mean, so we're talking like damn near 20 years.
I was just going to say, because the seed was planted when you were young.
When I was very young.
And I believe that the story goes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but, for your birthday, your daughter got you your face on mason jars or something like that, like kind of, you know, if you have one of them there, like for your birthday, right? And it kind of like
Christmas. It was Christmas.
And launched it, right? Okay.
Yeah, so check this out.
All right.
So there's the little photograph. Yeah. And that's actually, that photograph has become part of a decent amount of marketing and stuff that we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oops, sorry. A box full, a case of these mason jars. And there was this little note
to get started.
Yeah. Hey, start filling them up.
Okay.
And it was, you know, it was funny and everything, but that really was kind of inspirational. We're looking at sort of a finished product. I mean, yeah, it was homemade, but we're looking at this product, and Stacy and I are just kind of like, geez, we ought to do it. Now, I had been getting told for years by friends and family, you know, they'd be like, dude, you have got to do something with this. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have, you know, $100,000 to blow on something that's probably going to fail. Right. Is really bottom line what's in my mind. And so that brings up a second event that was key. And I was working in the Pentagon. I was a civilian. I had retired already, but I was working in the Pentagon at Headquarters Marine Corps Aviation, working in the H-1 shop. And Mac Talbert, this guy that I had already worked with for a couple of years, comes waltzing in one day. Somebody says, "Hey, Mac, how's your barbecue sauce business going?" And he starts cracking off about this barbecue sauce. And I'm like, dude, I had no idea you had a barbecue sauce. And I said, hey, I got the salad dressing. Let's talk. So we had lunch. And bottom line is he mentored us, mostly me, just literally over lunch, into how to get something into a bottle. Basically, we replicated his first steps.
Okay.
And
of his barbecue sauce?
Of his barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Smoke and Shine barbecue sauce, man, they're pretty, they're fairly popular in Virginia. But yeah, he was just that little bit of mentorship. He's like, no, dude, you don't have to break the bank. You don't have to spend $100,000. You know, here's how you do it. And so I said, awesome. Started a company in 2018. We spent a year trying to figure out how we were going to do things, everything from labels to logos to name to all that, about a year before we finally launched products. Veterans Day last year, 2019. So here we are what are we in, August? So, you know, less than a year in now.
Sure.
And we're just now starting to get a little bit of traction. We've made a lot of changes along the way to our marketing and to the way we engage the public. Products remain the same. The products Stacy still makes them in the kitchen by hand. It's the exact same thing that Stacy makes in the kitchen. It's just in a bottle. It's homemade salad dressing in a bottle. We've done the work for you. It's already there. Your Italian grandmother would be proud to serve this at her table.
So what differentiates Semper Savage from, say, Newman's or whatever else I could buy on the shelf? Other than people, but
right. Well, so you mentioned Newman's, and Newman's, I'll tell you, is I say he, but his organization, back in the 80s, they launched some really great products. That particular product, he had one product, which was an olive oil and vinegar. I think he called it like olive oil and vinegar vinaigrette or something like that.
Yeah, I remember. Right.
And it was really good. Well, it was extra virgin olive oil, and it had super simple ingredients. It was good. I mean, I liked it. And over the years, fighting for margin, you know, it's like the salad dressing wars or just the sauce wars, the grocery wars. Companies are fighting for margin. And so I often use this example. The production cost for Semper Savage on a bottle of salad dressing is more than the retail cost on most salad dressings.
Right.
The reason is there's no water, there's no sugar, there's no, I call it food chemistry alchemy. There's no weird stuff.
Right.
In our salad dressing. It is literally homemade salad dressing in a bottle. You can find the ingredients in your cabinet, or you can go get them at your grocery store, and you could make this stuff yourself if you so desire.
I love it. And so what do you think it was that helped you around your blind spot? You think it was the mentor? I mean, because you had this idea that was planted a while ago and it's kind of working through in this 2018. So it's been 20 something years since maybe like how you were around the salad dressing, around the food market, but you've had it. It must have been playing in your subconscious mind, which we talk a lot about here at Time to Shine today, John. But what do you think it was that really launched you past your blind spot?
It was support. So it was several people, several key people. My wife Stacy was extremely supportive of the idea. I had plenty of friends who would a lot of friends. That was kind of a big piece of building this bow wave of demand, where I sensed this bow wave of demand outside of our family.
Okay.
And but my obviously our kids, we used it at our, our kids loved it. Our daughter, we already kind of told the story, who was away at school, missed it, couldn't find it, and so we jumped through some hoops to make sure she had what she wanted. But my wife Stacy basically said, "Let's go for it," and that was just what really
That's
finally
awesome
got
when you
me
have
over
the
the hump.
family.
Yeah.
When you have that family support. I mean, my lady works in the food service business, and I'm out building coaching businesses and real estate businesses, and she's just like, Fergie, just go get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best, right? When Stacy's like, let's go do this and get it done. There's nothing better than that. So
Freed up a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you think makes, now that you're a year in and you're finding success, we believe here at Time to Shine today that inch by inch, it's a cinch, by the yard, it's hard. When we have, you're taking it step by step, but what do you think makes a great entrepreneur?
Drive.
Okay.
Just not, just being a stubborn SOB.
The Marines set you up for that, brother.
Yeah, I know.
No
Well,
failure, baby.
that's actually a really good point. So,
Yeah.
there's a lot of jokes about Marines eating crayons and how stupid we are and all, and we embrace all of that. And we definitely take, we definitely have our moments, but
Sure.
all in all, I have found and I think most of our brethren in the Pentagon would probably agree.
Mm-hmm.
Found the Marines to be the most savvy, most absolutely having their shit together.
Oh, yeah.
Together when they walk in the room.
It's funny you say savvy, because
Yeah.
I always say that, Marines are the most squared away, savvy savages. I've used that for years, brother. Because what I did in the service, I worked mostly with Marine detachments.
Sure.
So it was like I was around them all the time, and I had that preconceived thing. But then I was just like, man, these guys are bad MFs, man.
Yeah.
Not only are they that, but they're smart as AF. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And we embrace the whole dumb Marine thing, but we know that it's not actually true.
Absolutely.
And so 23 years of that sort of mindset of not only be a little stubborn and don't quit, but make sure you're right.
Right. Yeah.
Double check yourself. Look to your left and right and say, hey, dude, does this plan make sense? Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Lance Corporal Schmuckatelli, does this plan, do you understand this plan?
Right.
And he goes, oh, yes, sir, I got it. And you're like, okay, that's a good plan.
It's dumbed down enough to where it makes sense and has the process,
simple,
right?
Common sense. And so I think have brought a lot of that in, and I would say that many of those aspects that I mentioned combine to make at least somebody who's entrepreneurial. Whether or not they will find success, we will see. But,
right. So let's get in our DeLorean with Marty McFly.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the Back to the Future, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, right? Yeah, baby. Okay.
I love those movies.
So let's go back to the 22, 23-year-old John. What kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on him with the experience, wisdom that you've gathered through the years to maybe help him shorten his learning curve and level up?
Yeah, right at that age, from about 18 to 22, 23, I would, first thing I would say to him is, you're an idiot. And I would say, hear me out. Until you recognize that you are an idiot and that every time you walk in a room, every time you engage with somebody, you need to shut up and you need to listen to what they have to teach you. Because there is always, even the things you know that you are good at, there's somebody better.
Absolutely.
And the things that you maybe think you're good at, there's somebody who is actually good. Don't discount somebody because of their rank, their position, or anything else. Listen, shut your mouth, listen up, and try to become a little more wise as you walk away from a situation. So that's the first, and I struggle with that every day, Scott. I still, to this day, struggle with shutting up and listening and learning and becoming a little more wise. I try to become more wise, but I continually fail at it.
That's fine. As long as you're failing forward, we'd like to say here at Time to
That's right.
Shine. You
Yeah.
live it, just I love that. Shut up, listen, and come away a little bit wiser from every encounter. So how about your dash? How do you want your dash remembered? You know, that little line in between your incarnation date and your expiration date. How do you want John Currie's dash remembered?
I wanted to read John William Currie IV, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
Love it. Served self-serving people. You hear that? He's a total go-giver. And not only that, he's building a company, which is a really go-giver as well, because he's taking out the crap and the impurities that you find a lot on those grocery store shelves. Like his salad dressing can literally be sold on the exterior. I tell everybody that I coach, shop the exterior of every grocery store. This salad dressing could be placed there because it's natural. It's fantastic. And make sure you stay on here because I have a giveaway at the end of our little interview here with my friend John. So John, you've accomplished a lot of things, Lieutenant Colonel in the Marine, badass pilot, you're kind of coming up, you and your wife come up with this salad dressing that's just amazing. Is there any BIG, big thing that you really want to accomplish before you expire?
Okay, so big thing personally or big thing
And
out
it
in the
can be
world?
anything, brother, anything.
I'm telling you, big thing personally is a very little thing. I want to live in peace on a farm and be able to work outside and chop wood. I'm telling you.
Yeah?
I told my mom years ago, I said, I spent the first 25 years of my life trying to get off the farm and go out and see the world. And I grew up on a horse farm and go out and see the world and do some great things. And then I spent the next 25 trying to get back. Man, that's it. I'm telling you that is my my goal, is to live with my wife and hopefully our grandchildren.
Yeah.
In
I love that. I mean, I live here and I'm looking at the Atlantic Ocean. I'm exactly where I want to be pretty much for the rest of my life. I want to travel and kind of do things and help as many people along the way
100%.
as much as I can. But you know what? I'm a guy that I just want to walk in the ocean every single morning and that's it. Bottom. I'm not a surf guy. I'm not this, but I can go walk right out my back door and there it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've always wanted. And you're making your stuff come to fruition and you're doing it in the service of others. So, John, tell me 3 things that you can't live without.
Oh, man. Yeah. So I need my quiet time. I need my kind of time alone to think. I need that. 2, maybe I could live without her, but my wife provides me an unbelievable amount of just support and strength and validation. And a lot of times she slaps me around a little.
We need it, brother.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that's the other one. And oh my gosh, probably I would have to say just my books and my pursuit.
There you go.
My books and actually I use YouTube a lot now, but
all right.
The ability to go out there and get some more knowledge and wisdom.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, John, what would be your definition of a life well lived?
I'll tell you what. Wow, that is a huge question. And so here's my answer. My answer is, when I am 85 or 90 years old and I got grandkids or great-grandkids sitting on my knee and they look up at me and they say, Grandpa or great-grandpa, what did you do with your life? Whatever I tell them, I want it to have meaning. So things that have meant a lot to me was, one, I served in the Marine Corps. Sure, that's great. A lot of people do. I had the opportunity to make history on 3 different continents. That is huge. Had the opportunity, though, along the way to serve a lot of other people as a leader.
Yes.
And to and develop relationships with those people, which I maintain to this day. Some people I've got old Marines I haven't laid eyes on for 25 years, but we still talk via Facebook, or they'll send me an
Facebook
email.
phenomenon, right?
Oh, it's great.
I love it.
so those sort of connections, the ability to serve others, and now I'm seeking a way to serve particularly veterans, but veterans and their families and first responders and their families.
Love it.
Post-service.
That's strong.
So I think there's a very, very broad definition of a life well lived.
No, I love it. You're living it. You are the epitome of a living legacy, man. You are. You're living your legacy every day. So if those grandkids are on your lap, you're like, man, I got busy, LIVIN, every day. And that's what you're doing. I mean, you didn't get out of the Corps and then go and do nothing. You're actually still leveling up and helping. And that's what we'd like to hear here at Time to Shine today. So, John, as we wind things down here a bit, we'd like to have our leveling up lightning round. You and I could talk 15, 20 minutes, but I'm going to throw out the drill instructor out here and say, you got 5 seconds. All right. Bottom line, 5 seconds, no explanations.
Okay.
I asked for it. All right. All right. You ready? All right. Yeah. What's the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Shut up and listen.
Love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
I make my bed every morning, no matter what.
Love it. Love it. So not the book you're reading now. You do a lot of reading, but not the book you're reading now, not the flavor of the month that you're seeing out there. But if I'm in the doldrums, man, I need to be leveled up and lifted. Be like, Fergie, here's this book. Read it. What is it?
Oh, dude. There are so many. So to right now, just a book out there. So first, yeah, I would say grab something by Simon Sinek.
There you go. People have said that. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So what is your most commonly used emoji when you text?
Oh, most commonly used is not necessarily my favorite, but it's the laughing. It's the laughing that's at a 45-degree angle. The tears come out.
Yeah. People say the laughing one. I'm like sideways or upright. I always say that. Right. But you got Marine on me. You described it. I love it. I love it. So physically, John, everyone wants to say the age I am now. Physically, with the wisdom you've gathered, what age would you want to be for the rest of your life? If
I could take my wisdom with me?
Absolutely.
35.
There you go, baby. I always say between 32 and 35 because I tell you what, it's a lot easier to get out of bed and you just get rocking, right? So what's your favorite charity and or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
Man, that's a good one. I'm actually struggling to find it, but I haven't found one yet.
Okay.
I have in the past. I've given to other things like Young Life and stuff like that.
I think you guys, Semper Savage, is going to set up an organization that you're going to head up, and I'm going to be one of your first donators. So that's going to be fantastic. What's the best? This is the last question. It's kind of hard. You can explain this one if you want, since it's the last one. But what's the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
It's 70s, but it's late 70s into early 80s.
There you go. Love it. Great transition.
Yeah, it's I would say late 70s.
Johnny, how can we find you, brother?
Man, if you Google Semper Savage, we're going to pop up. Our Facebook page is going to pop up. Our website's page is going to pop up. You're an affiliate, though, now, Scott. Man, you can send your all your listeners right to your affiliate page.
Love it.
Bam, they're going to get a code. They can get a little discount.
Love it.
But yeah, just Google Semper Savage and click on anything that pops up.
All right, man. So, and folks, that will be in the show notes. Everything from Semper Savage, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and you got to watch this YouTube video. It's fantastic. The first one on your left when you open up his page. Fantastic. And I am going to personally mail you 2 bottles, one of the Savage Balsamic Vinaigrette and one of the Savage Centurion to the first person who replies within either the LinkedIn post or the Facebook post. And both of them are Time to Shine Today. So it'll be linkedin.com/in/Time to Shine Today or facebook.com/Time to Shine Today. That's my gift to you is 2 bottles, one of the Savage Centurion and one of the Savage Balsamic, which is my absolute favorite. And John, leave us with one more little knowledge nugget you want us to take with us, internalize, and take action on.
Oh, gosh. Slow down and be thoughtful.
Love it.
Slow down and be thoughtful. Understand what you are talking about. Take the time to become more wise. Read Dostoevsky. Read Solzhenitsyn. Look at Jordan Peterson's classes for free on online. You could get a master's degree just doing that. But
Love
yeah,
it.
just try to become more wise. Yeah.
And squad, we just had basically kind of like a free masterclass from a veteran that's leveling up, and he is starting with his passion and taking it, again, to the next level. He's a pilot. I had the opportunity many times because of what I did in the military to be in ready rooms with pilots before they're starting to go out. And I didn't really dig into it, John, and maybe we'll have him on again and go through it. But his last thing he said is slow down and be thoughtful. I remember being in the ready room and all the pilots were getting into their zone, if you will, for lack of a better term. And that he's the epitome of slowing down and being thoughtful as he's growing this company. He's going to tell you, his food, there's no food, chemistry, alchemy in his awesome Semper Savage salad dressing. He believes that every entrepreneur should have a drive and persistence that does not recognize failure. If you're young, or even if you're just still leveling up through your life, shut the hell up and listen, because everybody will have a little knowledge nugget to give you if you're literally willing to shut your mouth. And God gave you one mouth and two ears for a reason. So John did remind us of that. He wants to live in peace. He wants to chop wood. That's fantastic. He's living this life, serving people so he can go live the life he wants. And John is a living legacy. Bottom line, people, the guy is out doing what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, with his partner in life. I mean, what else could you ask for? John, you're part of the Time to Shine Today Varsity Squad now. You can't go anywhere. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Brother, I really appreciate you having me on, man. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Excellent. Have a great day, brother. Bye now.
You too.